Good morning. I was noticing the kites right here. That these were something we did in family home meeting last week. Because we were studying, the previous week we were doing Jacob's allegory, not Jacob, Zenos's allegory in the book of Jacob in the Book of Mormon. And it compares an olive tree to the house of Israel and how to preserve it, the roots are basically the fruit. Branches are taken off and planted different places, and then they're all gathered back to preserve you want the root with the original branches. So, remember what it's called? Graft. So they're grafted back in, and all the other leaves that kept the roots alive are chopped off, so we have the original tree and it's able to survive because of that. And we learned a lot from that, and I was like, well, yeah, you learn a lot from things that you understand. That's the way parables work. And so we got into a long discussion about what's the difference between a parable and an allegory. And I asked somebody, and they sent me a website link, and I read about it. And basically, the difference was an allegory uses a story to represent people. So, like, the allegory of the olive tree represents a group of people, and the things you're talking about, that group of people. Sorry, that was my leg. I kicked the table. I had to say that because whenever we feel any kind of disturbance, my kids, oh, it's an earthquake, it's an earthquake. It's not an earthquake. It was just my leg on the table. Anyway, I got sidetracked. I tend to do that. Okay, I'm glad they extended the limits because I need them. Anyway, the kites were supposed to remind us of, my daughter came up with an allegory of the kite. And it's supposed to remind us to think about that. Anyway, the kites represent mankind. And they're, of course, the sky and the wind and everything. There's lots of things that help it along its way. So basically, it's intelligences for those Mormon scholars out there. Okay, I need to get studying, so quickly, I wanted to write a book about, not a book, a story. And I thought, well, I'll start telling the story here, so if I ever, now where is that again? It was on this video, so I can find it. And it's going to be about a symbiotic relationship, and the one that I thought of was the whale in the... There's some, or maybe it's a shark, some kind of animal lives, like they swim right with the shark. And if you've ever driven behind a semi before, they get the wind and it makes it easier for you. I can't remember what that's called. And it makes their travel easier. And so then what they do is they offer a service. They clean the shark off, and that's how they get food, and then it benefits the shark because he gets cleaned and he doesn't have to do anything. But there's a line that keeps coming to my head, to my mind, I guess, from the movie Princess Bride, where the guy is talking about being the Dread Pirate Roberts, and he's explaining that he's not really the Dread Pirate Roberts, it's just a namesake. I'm having ideas about using pseudonym. Anyway, but what I was thinking about was how he says, oh, very good, very good. You may stay if you like. I'll most likely kill you in the morning. And he did that every day for years. And I was thinking, at what point does the little fish get eaten on accident? Because I was imagining the shark saying that to his little symbiotic friend. they're not really friends anyway. But he says, yeah, you can stay and keep doing that. I won't eat you right now, but more than likely you'll be dead tomorrow. I'll eat you tomorrow when I get hungry and I can't find anything to eat. It's kind of, there's a lot of symbiotic relationships that I could turn into a story. But I wanted to be, that's not a good word. What's another word for tenuous? A shaky situation where nothing is certain. Just like, how did Wesley know that guy pretending to be the Dread Pirate, what was his name, Ryan? I don't remember. Well, how he might kill him in the morning. He says, yeah, you can stick around, but I'll probably kill you in the morning. Same thing is true with any symbiotic relationship that's kind of iffy. It's like, I just tend to like things that are a sure thing. I like to be certain of. And so I make a lot of lists and I plan because I want to go towards something I'm sure of, certain of, certainty, I guess. Maybe that's another stage in development because my class just ended with the child is in, I think it was middle childhood. And there's a lot more stages that they've even classified after that. But I wonder if they keep going after that. After adulthood, I don't think that's the end all. We were born to become adults. Sorry, that sounds like an existential crisis or something. No, I know. I'm not trying to think of that. Anyway, the rest of the thought I'll save for later. Anyway, you got the basis of my story. I'm going to write a story today. I haven't done it yet. But it is April 7th. Tomorrow is Passover at sunset, and I'm thinking about taking my final exam because I've done my final project and I've done everything that I needed to do for the class. So all I have to do is take the exam, but I took the practice exam, and unfortunately, it isn't failing to get a 66, is it? I've never gotten that low before, but, well, I didn't do really well. It's making me nervous. Maybe that's the whole thing with parents emphasizing failures. Because I feel like I failed, I'm studying harder, so I'll probably do better. Well, who knows?